Deacon Mel and I, Tina, Francine, and Patricia Smith. Alexis told me that she can't do it. She won't be able to make it because it's the start of whatever her class is. I don't know. And
Annie, you breaking up. Y'all might have to hold still.
Or his wife, although they were at church. Have anybody spoken to any other members who have mentioned that they wanted to come?
You kind of broke up, so I assume that you're talking about the pilgrimage. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, Brother Roy. Yes, I said those who
trying to get a sense of who's going, so we can do one payment from the Tolton Ambassadors for everybody.
And I have Tina and Francine, have James and Wendy, Deacon James and Wendy, have Deacon Mel and myself, and have Patricia Smith. Alexis says she cannot come because that's part of her class. That's the first day of her class.
Patricia Smith is on her own, talking about Tolton members. Right now.
Okay, all right. And I have not had a chance to talk to Brother Roy. Were you able to make the April 1st a pilgrimage?
I don't think so. I don't think I can make that.
Okay. Okay. And I haven't talked to Nora or Diane Smith. Oh, Diane Smith says she can't do it because she just had the surgery and she knows she won't be able to get on and off the bus. That's right. Okay. So I think it's safe to turn our names in. I'll do one more go around with Savino. Other than that, I will go ahead and turn the names in, and between you and I, we'll make a payment to Sister
Killian.
What's her name?
Killian.
Sister Annie.
Sister Annie Killian.
Okay. Did you hear me, Tina?
Tina's muted. It looked like.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I hear you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. All right. And then okay, do anybody have any questions about that pilgrimage before we go any further?
It's just a one-day turnaround trip, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And we'll put out there the itinerary for it so that everybody can see. It should be on the website, actually, Wendy. And the luncheon will be at Panera's. Okay. And then next we want to talk about do you have any questions, Barbara?
I have a point of clarification. So between either you or Tina will pay, are we to reimburse you, or is Tolton Ambassadors paying for the 6 of us going?
Tolton Ambassadors will pay for us going.
Okay.
Unless you pay for yourself.
Unless you just want to pay for yourself.
No.
Okay.
Trying to get down what's happening. Okay.
I know, it's a lot going on. Okay. And then next, if we can talk briefly about the Congress. And Mel, can you talk about that?
No, I'll start with it.
Yes, ma'am. You're all going.
So we have turned in registration for the Congress for all the names that were on the list that signed up, except for 3, Daryl Price and his grandson and his wife. So I need to work the diocese on that, but we are up to 15 now.
What about me?
We'll have to do them a different way.
Okay.
And if you should have received something in an email from the diocese if you were registered. So if you didn't receive an email, then something didn't work out. But you should also be able to register for the hotel now if you want to do the hotel, one of the conference hotels. The diocese is going to be looking into alternative hotels for folks who don't want to stay at the main hotel. The bus will be leaving on July 20th from Marion High School at 6:30 a.m. It's a 35-passenger bus. And we should get there sometime in the evening. And I think in time for the praise and worship service or whatever it is, praise and worship fest, maybe the opening reception. and then it'll leave on Sunday right after the Mass. My understanding is going to be sometime right after the Mass, shortly after the Mass. So we'll get in sometime that late in the evening on the 23rd, Sunday. And I think there was a question about stopping. I think the bus drivers by policy have to stop every couple of hours or so. So somehow or another, I know that they're going to work that in, but Mary Glowacki from the diocese will check and see, what their pattern will be. But they don't plow straight through because they have to stop by, the company says you have to stop. So, all right.
Yeah, Mel.
Yeah.
What about the cars? If you drive, can you leave your car there, or is that good to do? Not wise to do? What?
I think that's why they're doing it at Marion when they do the Right to Life and stuff like that. Not Right to Life, the March for Life. People will get picked up there and they'll leave their cars. So it should be safe enough.
But we can double check.
Okay.
I'm sure it's okay.
Right.
I'll double check.
Right.
You double check. I'm not mad.
But I'm sure that it's okay.
Right. We just need to make sure that we know where in the lot we can park.
Yeah. Well, once we get to the we'll have all the details before we get there. That's a few months away.
Yeah.
I think the other thing, just while we're on it, we have a few other folks who said that they wanted to come. 3 more people from our parish. So we've got also some people who said that they would help with paying for somebody's wedding. So they need registration. So I'll see if I can work with these other individuals to get funding for them to register. And then we'll start maybe looking into some funding to assist anybody with hotels who might need it. And so I'm going to work on that part with Mary going forward. But right now, we just wanted to make sure we had people registered. So people can still register too, but the later we get, you're just going to have to they're going to have to do the late fee. That's all. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And then next we'll talk a little bit about the Mardi Gras. Okay, I sent a email out February 25th talking to everyone. I'm hoping everyone got that. And it said that our total was $1,755 was our total deposit, and that we did not reimburse anyone, such as Deacon Mill or Alfred Guillaume or anyone else. And so if anyone has a concern about something that they did purchase, that they absolutely must have their money back, let me know. Other than that, that was our total. And moving forward, we're set up for the auction for April the 1st. And I would think that, James, now I don't know how soon in advance, you need to start working with St. Vincent, but we probably should be in front of that a little bit. And since Deacon Nell and I will be out of town for just a week, but we will be out of town, I've asked Tina to collect any auction donations that come in through the church. And Francine, you as well, that's fine, okay? But I'm just saying, I just designated to her because it's looking right at her. And so that would be helpful. We're just trying to make sure that nothing slows people down from donating, if they'd like to. We do have a few items at our home, and I think we need to try to start getting this stuff, set up and priced and inventoried so we can know where we're at, so we can know what we need.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is hopefully this afternoon or this evening, I'll have a time to put together photos and descriptions and things and send that, James, to you. Well, I guess I can send it to you and Wendy, so you can put it on the web. We can start putting things on the site, I guess, anytime we have access to the site, and then we can let folks know whenever we want to make it live. But we can start putting the things on the site so we don't have to rush at the last minute with everything. We have about a half dozen things. Oh, okay. Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, James.
Yeah.
Is that
Okay.
So
Stephanie?
if we have an item, who do we
Yes.
get that to for auction?
If you can give it to Tina, or you can wait till we come back. We'll be back.
We will be here, so.
We'll be here. We'll be here all week this week. So if you have
Okay.
it now, we can pick it up this week. If not,
Okay.
the following weekend we'll be back.
All right.
When you get the information, Annie, with the description from people, can you maybe get what is the value and what do people want as the opening bid?
Okay. All right.
Right.
Okay. All right. That's all I have.
Okay. I guess I'll also reach out to the National Toltons to see if they wanted to do a novena again. Because that's the main reason we were doing it from April 1st to the 9th. If we're not going to do it from the 1st to the 9th, I guess we could do from the 1st to the 4th. That'd be his birthday through his well, I can't remember what happened on the 4th. Something happened on the 4th.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, but hopefully we'll be able to do the novena, and then we can get some folks to do some prayers and build some interest on that. Okay.
That's all I have. Did anybody have any questions or anything they'd like to talk about?
Okay, the only thing with the 4th, Mel, is the 4th, and this might not be an issue, but isn't that the 3rd or the 4th, the chrism mass? I don't know which one is where.
Yeah. It is not the 7th. This is the 4th.
Yeah. When is Easter again?
Easter is the 9th.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Yeah, we'll just keep it to the 9th. We'll keep it till Easter. April 9th is Easter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
We'll close it on Easter Day.
Yeah, we'll just do novena until Easter.
Okay.
9 days, and then it'll be
Okay.
Easter. That's perfect.
I had something else I wanted to mention.
Sure.
As we were talking about the number of people who are going, and I guess I'm thinking like, what can we as the Catholic Advisory Board, what can we do to sort of keep a hold on them? You know, can we have a committee that we could see if they want to be on one or two committees or something? We get there and we do get excited. It is exciting, but it's like when we come back, if we don't, like, in a sense, notify them or go after them, what between here and the next Congress, not that far, but I'm saying, is there anything that we could do to sort of draw them in more? I don't know if there's,
Maybe we can keep track of
if we could invite them occasionally to a board meeting or what.
Right.
Something.
Well, I think the good suggestion, Brother Roy. I think that's one of the things that Bishop Rhodes wants to happen. He wants us to have new people engaged in some way with the diocese and with the things we're doing with like the Black Catholic Advisory Board or with the any of the things going on. So I guess the answer to that would be yes. We would like to use this as a way of building up more awareness of who we have in the area and connecting with more activities, doing more activities again. But I think that one of the things we had discussed with the advisory board, and for those who would, the Tolton Ambassadors wouldn't have been privy to this, but to maybe have one or two more preparatory gatherings like we did the day of reflection, so that when people get to the Congress, we all have a great understanding of what's going to happen. We actually will be doing a pilgrimage similar to the Tolton pilgrimage in Chicago, where we will be doing some praying and we'll be doing some things on the bus on our way there. And we had talked about also maybe trying to get a T-shirt so that we can wearing similar T-shirts when we go to the Congress. So they're doing some things that kind of build a sense of community, and also to get people involved. And the more that we kind of get to know each other and know what people's gifts are, the more likely we are to be able to engage folks and see what people want to contribute, and just kind of go from there.
Mm-hmm.
So expect a couple of more gatherings before July, and also some things that we'll do on the bus there to the Congress and on the way back from Congress. And then expect that there will be some sort of activity after the Congress, so that we can take what we, as ambassadors to the Congress, we can absorb and we can experience, and we can bring those things back and share it with the rest of the diocese in some way. So everybody who goes to Congress will be in a position to share what happened at Congress and enrich the diocese, our diocese, in some way in our respective parishes.
Oh, good. Okay.
So in April, we're going on the pilgrimage, and the Congress is in July. So are we trying to commit that we're going to do something maybe in May and something in June?
Yes.
That sounds about right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then a month before the Congress in June would be when the price goes up again. So was the price go? I think it's. Oh, I'm sorry, not the price, but the date at which people can get a refund and say, well, I can't go to the Congress. So we'll know really sure early June or mid-June, like who's definitely going.
Okay, so my only concern is when we talk about the people going, there's so few people going who are new. We're doing what we always do. It's the same people.
Not really.
No, we got new people.
We got about half of people who are going have never been to the Congress.
Right.
And are not
never been to the Congress, but they're already engaged in a Black church.
They're not engaged in the advisory board or the Tolton Ambassadors, though. And
That's
some of them aren't even engaged in St. Augustine's.
They're engaged with St. Augustine's. So who were they again? Because I kept hearing you talk about people that went to your church.
They go to the church, but some of the folks are new. Like this is the first year they've been there.
Right. So we were going to probably reach them anyway, since they go to a Black church, is what I'm saying. I'm just concerned that there's nothing in today's Catholic about the Congress. You've several times asked Mary, and nothing gets in today's Catholic about the Congress. So how are we reaching the people that don't know that there is a St. A's? And there are lots of them throughout the diocese. How we got to get some publicity in today's Catholic or on Redeemer's Radio or something.
Yeah. Well,
we're going to talk to them.
Yeah, right. That's
especially like their Facebook pages or whatever.
It has to be the diocese, because we've done what we can do. We've beaten the trenches and gotten folks, and we've gotten 0 people from the diocese going, and we've gotten 0 marketing from the diocese. Everybody's doing World Youth Day, and so we have to really kind of bang on the door and let them know, look, there's something else going on here that's important. And I don't know how we do that, but at the same time, they're giving us essentially $10,000 to go. So it's not like they're not doing anything, but we really do need them to do the marketing piece, because we don't have a magazine, we don't have a newsletter, we don't have other things. So
they're doing us more than 10,000.
Yeah. So I guess we just need to just kind of impress that.
We're starting advertising now.
Yeah.
Can I ask, do many of the African American kids participate in the World's Youth Day?
African American?
Yes.
Very few.
I have no idea, but I have not had any African American youth participate in anything that the diocese has been doing for a number of years. In fact, I tried my best to recruit people for the local World Youth Day that we had last year, and nobody. I actually got no African Americans to participate. not one human person to participate in World Youth Day. So
you did take some kids to the March for Life once.
a couple of times.
Right. I know my granddaughter went to one event put on by the diocese, and she never went back. And
because they feel unwelcomed, are not included, or
because you have to. I mean, the thing is that young folks want to go where their friends are going. And if they don't know anybody, and if you're the only African American, and then the thing doesn't really feel, familiar, and it can be Catholic and that's familiar, but the culture is not, and the people are not, then people say, well, I don't know if I want to go, or if I do go, I don't know if I want to go back. So it has to be, what was worked for us in the past is having a group of people, a critical mass of people go to Faith Fest, World Youth Day, to go on, March for Life. Whenever we did these things, we had at least 5, maybe 6 or 7. And we really made an effort to get folks to come. And they weren't even all of the parish; they were from other places. But like your granddaughter. Yeah, yeah. I mean, she's the only one.
She went, and her best friend came, who was Asian, but they didn't go back. Neither one of them went back.
Yeah.
No,
it's a week after. It's a week after the Congress.
Week after.
It's like the day after, I think they leave.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and it's very expensive. So some parishes underwrite some of that cost.
Yeah, it's in Portugal or somewhere.
Yeah, it's in Portugal. It's all around the world. But a lot of the parishes underwrite some of that cost for the kids. So
I think that Mel nailed it on the head, because we've taken kids to March to Life several times, and we've had those who didn't want to go. But once they got there, it was like, wow, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they fought us every step of the way.
But then they wanted to go back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you, James.
Yeah, I mean, they won't be able to go this year to World Youth Day, but they're never going to go if they don't get engaged in the faith.
Right.
Exactly. So the Congress is a good time to introduce them.
Right.
Yeah. And see, the bus ride would be perfect to bring a youth group. I've been working on the youth in our parish, and we've got 2.
We're gonna have 5. We're gonna have 5. 4. You're gonna have 4. You're gonna have Jackson. You're gonna have Joshua. You're gonna have
what's her name's daughter?
Danielle and
Naomi.
Oh, we're gonna have 5. We're gonna have 5.
Danielle.
Okay, so we just don't need to lose them. We need to make sure those 4 or 5 come.
Yeah.
They're the stepping stones to 4 or 5 more kids for the next event.
Yeah.
Right.
If we do something in April, May, June, can we have a youth track? I mean, instead of like the last thing we did was for adults only, can we do something for youth, or at least have a youth track going on at the same time?
We could.
Yeah, we could. See, look. That's 4. That's Naomi, that's Daniel, just Jackson.
Oh, yeah, Naomi, I forgot about Naomi.
Yeah, that's 4.
Okay. Yeah, we
at
do
least
have
4.
We do have 4 teens.
Yeah.
All about the same age.
Yeah. Yeah. We need somebody young to lead them, though. Somebody to get them on fire.
Well, the problem is our young adults aren't on fire. I mean, our Kamayas, my granddaughter, 20 years old, they're not on fire.
Right.
They're away at college and they're not going to church. They don't know, they know Father Tolton, but they don't know Father Tolton.
Right.
They don't understand the value of Father Tolton.
Mhm.
I did ask my daughter about going to Congress, and she didn't say no. She didn't say yes right away, but she didn't say no. So I expected her to say no right away, but she didn't. So,
but she's been to at least one Congress.
she was like 12.
In Buffalo. So, and she's been to Faith Fest, and she's been to.
She would be a good one.
She's been to everything.
Yeah,
she's
she would
been
be
to everything.
A very good one. She would be good.
Yeah, but see, the group that she was going to those things with is no longer engaged in the same way.
Right.
Yeah,
that's the issue. So we'll
It's a good idea, Wendy. We'll work on that.
Well, Alexis is our closest age to young people.
Yeah.
You know, I thought about her.
Most of us are grandparent age, so we cannot connect with young people at all. They see us.
I wouldn't say that.
Well,
Pope Francis connects with them, and
and
so did John Paul II.
Yeah, we have to
we're talking kids that are already engaged. I can guarantee you, if they're not engaged, they don't know anything about John Paul II. They don't. Right. I mean,
I know, and it all depends on the individual.
Right. But Alexis can't come with us, but we should probably try and get her engaged with helping us at this end where she's not separated from her children. I mean, I can understand that that's an issue, being able to travel with small kids.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else?
Well, we can approach her at this point. I think she's the only one of color. Okay. Well, we're going to be mindful of time here, and we will take everything that was said here and try to move forward on it.
Okay. So, can we get some decision on when we're going to be meeting so that folks aren't surprised, and take the Zoom information and keep it somewhere, because it's always the same. It's been the same since we started meeting on Zoom. It's always the same. So we made a decision at some point to meet at 3:00 because that worked best with Alexis's schedule. But we had traditionally, since 1970 something, been meeting at 12:30 the first Sunday of the month. So I imagine we want to keep the first Sunday of the month, but what time? And are we going to always meet through Zoom, or are we going to meet in person?
Well, we just...
Okay.
So 3:00 is good for you then, James? Or later? Okay. And I think that as the weather permits, we can move toward meeting in person outside or somewhere, or someone's home. That's fine if people are open to that, but right now Zoom seems to work.
Well, does 3:00 seem to be a good time? Because as the weather gets better, it'll be right in the middle of the afternoon for people. It's not a good time for me. It's not, because it's in the middle of voices rehearsal, or right at the end of it, and it's right before another meeting that I tend to have at 4 sometimes. But I mean, well, actually, there's no good time for me. But I don't know if we want to meet at 3 or we want to meet later.
And so what later are you talking about?
Yeah, because then you're talking dinner.
Well, even
just naming your time. We'll figure out eating around that.
Okay.
Could always do like a 4:00 or.
But you just said you have a 4:00 meeting sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we keep it at 3 for now.
Well, the thing is, Alexis can't make it at 3 anyway now.
Oh yeah, she's not even on.
So we're only doing this for Alexis, who
she
can't make it at 3 anymore.
Right. Well, I mean, I think to make it earlier is a mistake because we don't have any control about what mass James is assigned. And, 2 Sundays in a row, he was the 12 o'clock mass.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So
okay. All right. Okay.
So our next first Sunday of the month is March 1st.
No, it's not.
April 1st.
Yeah.
April,
we're actually
April 2nd.
April 2nd.
Okay.
I'll actually
be in Canada.
No,
No.
not Canada.
No.
I was going to be in Chicago, but I think they canceled it.
Okay.
So April 2nd, do we want to just say 3 o'clock and then go from there?
What time did you?
I mean, we can. Well, noon is not going to work because at St. A's we don't get out of there until 12:30. So we could do 12:30 or 1, but it depends on whether or not we're going to meet at St. A's or we're going to, like Zoom in, or some people Zoom in and some people stay at St. A's. Yeah. So then, 12:30 or 1 o'clock works best for St. Augustine's.
You want to say 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
Let's say 1 o'clock. Okay. So April.
Yeah, if we do 1 and then we're done by 2, that works well for me. Then I can have a couple hours of melt time.
So let me go this real quick. Okay, so for the pilgrimage, we agreed that I'll check with Savino, but we agreed that the Tolton Ambassadors will cover everyone, and I'll turn that in between Tina and I. We'll turn that in. Deacon Mel's going to check on parking for us for Congress, and as far as the auction go, Mel's going to put together photos and stuff for everyone, and Tina's going to James and Wendy, excuse me. And then Tina's going to, and Francine will receive auction items that come in. But this week, if you have anything you'd like to turn in, we're here. After that, it'll have to be after the following weekend. We're going to check with Lexus and see if she can work with the youth and do a youth track, maybe in June. Was it June? Youth track in June?
May or June.
Okay. May or June. Okay. All right. And then
we need to actually double check with her about the time for Sundays before
for Tolton's meetings.
Yeah,
because we got to do. We adjusted.
Schedule may be different in May or June.
I think. Well, CCD is still going on in May.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then Mel's going to check and see if we're going to do the novena from the 1st through the 9th.
Yeah. The national group.
National group.
No, there is stuff already on. There is a.
If you go to the Congress website, there is already a schedule of sorts for adult track, and there's a schedule for youth track.
Right.
So they're different. They're slightly
13 and up. 13 and up. Okay. The suggestion is when we're doing something to have a youth track also doing something. So that we can get parents there and kids there at the same time and get the kids engaged.
Yes.
Well, the other thing that we could do is, I know we're going backwards here, but we don't have to rely on our resources in our diocese. We can, I know a ton of folks who do youth ministry in the African American Catholic community around the country. And what people do is they bring them in for a revival or for a youth retreat or something where it's geared for the youth. It's bringing in somebody who actually is good with youth, who's really on fire for youth or young adults, whatever it is. That might be a something that could be special. We can invite people in. We can get maybe the diocese to pay for it, since it's going to be something that would transcend parishes, and then see if we can start building a group dynamic doing that. And then the other things that we would then do is because, okay, the youth came for this, we got their information, now we can follow up locally, but we brought in somebody who could really kind of, knock their socks off. And that, Ansel would be somebody we knew at one point, but I know, like, I can tell you a half a dozen folks or more who could equally do the same thing, and they're younger right now, and
so we kind of need to get moving on that idea that James threw out there, but you're describing it by doing it with the big bang up front.
I'm saying, Leah, we can bring in folks, given the connections that we have around the country, who would really, really make an impact on them that would last longer than the event itself. Yeah.
You think they'll come in before Congress?
Yeah, they'll come.
Okay.
Pay them. Yeah.
Okay. Because you know what? Because the goal would be that when we send these youth to the youth track, they'll feel comfortable going instead of, I don't want to go.
Yeah. And maybe some of the folks who are engaging with the Congress or the folks we can bring, and then they would say, oh, if I go to Congress, I'll get more of that. So maybe I'll go.
Because I know he's going to be there.
Yeah, because I know, he or she is going to be there doing something. So. Mm-hmm.
Good job. Good job, Deacon James.
How's Father Augustine with you?
Right, and he was excited with the idea.
Yeah, that's right. He's at St. John. Yeah. I'm just wondering because he seems like he would be a natural to do something as well. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, what I'll do then is I'll put together a short list of folks who I think would be really, really awesome for the youth, for the young folks, young adults, or I'll say like maybe like teens, like this 13ish kind of age group and up, and then we can kind of set up a calendar where we might bring in somebody, do something locally, bring in somebody to do something locally. I think that would kind of keep them going, and they would get excited, like, who's coming next? This is great. This is fun. Yeah. Okay. All right. Did you write that down?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to get ready for something else. But
thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Who'd like to close with the prayer? Thank you. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right, Toltons. We are constantly in motion.
Oh, my goodness.
So thank you all, and thank you, Annie. And we'll see what the Lord has for us next.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Good
Oh,
evening.
we also did the Tolton annual, monthly prayer at St. Augustine's today. So both masses, we prayed the Tolton prayer at the end of Mass, even though I had to remind Father Lynn. So, all righty.
Take care.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Thank you. Want some ice cream? That sounds good.